Hello, hello. So I started auditing this super fun course on Coursera just for funsies and to try and get my creative juices flowing. It's called Art and Healing. That's the name of the class, which is why that's what I did all over this first page in this sketchbook. This is just a really basic black paper sketchbook that I had lying around. This is all the stuff from my first week. I just started week 2 and did this massive intuitive painting that is currently drying in my kitchen, which I will have to do pictures or something of later. But I am having a lot of fun right now with these metallic inks. They're in these like ink bottles, so they're not in pens or markers, so I can paint with them. I can break out I've got some pens that are like nibs, some dip pens that I can play with that they don't really like because these metallic inks are a little thick for that. But I'm having a good time with splattering things everywhere. So I did this cover page really quick. And then I started doing some projects with the class. So this was just sort of me doodling. I haven't done anything artistic like on paper, and certainly not with inks or watercolors in literal actual years. And I was never very good at it. So I'm just sort of embracing that messiness because that's what I really never loved about watercolor was how messy it was because I'm kind of a control freak. But we're focusing on healing right now. So, embracing the mess. This is a really fantastic heart that I did. So the black and the green are flat. The gold is a metallic ink. You can't really, there you go. You can see a little bit of the shine in the gold, but it's kind of messy and mixed in. I did manage to do these really fine lines with my dip pen that turned out really nice. Um, but I really enjoyed that one just as a quick doodle. And then this was part 1 of my assignment. And I've got these in the order that I did them. And some of them are things that like the class was like, you should do this. And some of them aren't. So this was part 1 of week 1. We were supposed to do 3 pieces that represented our essence. That was piece 1. So it was like this sort of guided visualizing meditation. We're supposed to visualize our essence. So I've got this like glowing, pulsating blob of brilliant, lovely, golden, chaotic energy. I really, really love, I've become obsessed with in the past couple of years this aesthetic of like black with metallic gold. And you'll notice in the middle there's a little figure crying out. Very, very fun. There's sort of the sparkly shimmer silver in here, but mostly it's just this big golden jaggedy thing in the middle, which I really, really love. And then I took a detour. I took a hard left and just did this because it was something that was in my head that needed to get out. This is this really pretty sort of coppery metallic, and I sort of went over it a little bit with black. You can kind of see the black ink because I wanted those splatter marks kind of jagged across the hand. And it's just sort of a representation of like desire and that sort of gut deep feeling of like wanting. I feel like especially with witchcraft, it's very much about harnessing your desires, right? And I have so many of them. I was talking recently with a sort of new friend of mine, and he is very much like go with the flow, believes in fate kind of thing. And I was like, no, I want to make my own fate. There are too many things that I want, that I need, that I hunger for to just go with the flow. So this is kind of a representation of that for me. And then we move to actually part 3 of the activity. I did them completely out of order. Part 3 was supposed to be kind of your end goal. It was supposed to be part 1 was your essence. Part 2 was what is blocking you from that essence. And part 3 was kind of how you get in tune with that essence. So I wanted to kind of represent connection here with the overlapping handprints. And then there's just sort of all this beautiful messiness. But I like that there's still these sort of long trailing splatters here that do kind of break up the space. Connection can be really painful sometimes. It can be really difficult. Communication is really difficult. So I really enjoyed that. This, I'm just realizing now this is the one I forgot to sign. And then the last one is kind of my favorite. So this is the representation of the blockages, what's blocking me from being in touch with my essence. And when I tried to visualize that, what I got from my head was this sort of thick, transparent, but very substantial wall. It's hard for me to see what blocks me sometimes. And so what I've done is I've done black ink on black paper, and you almost can't see it until you start to play with the light, and then you start to pull. It's all these overlapping words of just negativity, apathy, sorrow, wrongness, cold. I've got here because I hate that. And I love this as sort of an artistic expression with medium, that you can't see it until it comes into the light, which I think is very, very true of our shadow selves. And that's the last one that I did for last week, just this quick little black on black. It was a trip to do because as I was painting and as the ink was drying down, things were disappearing. So I had to be really free and really flexible and really fast with what I was doing. And yeah, so that was all of my week one stuff. I am going to force myself to record all of the things as I do it from every week and put them somewhere where people can see them, because I need to not be so insecure about it. Okay, thanks. Bye.